Welcome back to this segment. We are still continuing with magnetism. Don't forget to like the channel. It's called Study101 Uganda. In the previous segments, we have been looking at the properties of magnetism. Look up those videos in case you do not have them. Right now, we are going to look at the uses of magnets. The first one is magnets are used for removing tiny magnetic bits from the patient's eye. Magnets are used for removing tiny magnetic bits from the patient's eye. This term is very important, magnetic bits from the patient's eye, tiny. So, when we go to the second one, magnets are used in MRI scans to detect illness in the body. MRI stands for magnetic resonance imaging. You may not have to write that in full. Magnetic resonance imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging scans to detect illness in the body. These are the two ways in which magnetism is used in the hospitals, especially by health workers. I can just decide to ask, give ways in which magnets are used in hospitals, or give ways in which magnetism is used by health workers. These are the two responses. Let's move to response number 3. Magnets are used by electricians to hold screws and nails. Then 4, magnets are used in kitchens to hang cutlery. I can just decide to ask you, how does your mother make use of magnets at home? And that is the best response. Magnets are used in the kitchen to hang cutlery. Everyone knows that it is your mother that usually goes to the kitchen, or that usually uses the kitchen. Then, importance number 5, magnets are used on doors of refrigerators. Some people prefer to say fridges. Fridges. They are used on doors of fridges to keep them airtight. You can go and test that on your refrigerator. Along the edges of the door, there is some magnet that was fixed there to make sure that the fridge is airtight. Response number 6, magnets are used in separating mixtures. Magnets are used in separating mixtures. When do we use magnets to separate mixtures? Magnets are used when separating magnetic materials from non-magnetic materials. For example, if iron filings are mixed with beans, you pass a magnet through that mixture. The magnet will pick out the iron filings. So when do we use them? When separating magnetic from non-magnetic materials. If our mixture comprises both non-magnetic materials, a magnet will not be able to work because each one of those materials are non-magnetic. A question: why can't we separate bean seeds from groundnut seeds using a magnet? It is because both the bean seeds and the groundnut seeds are non-magnetic. Then, another question: why can we separate? Why do we use a magnet to separate iron filings from beans? It is because the iron filings are magnetic, yet the beans are non-magnetic. Then, that is in separation of mixtures. In case we mixed iron filings with steel filings, can we still separate them with a magnet? The response is we cannot use a magnet because both those materials are magnetic. In case you get the magnet and place it over the mixture, it will attract both the steel filings and the iron filings. So with that one, we cannot use a magnet. Then magnets are used in scientific experiments. Don't say magnets are used for study purposes. Everyone is tired of that response. So you better say they are used in scientific experiments. How? In my previous segment where I was showing you the properties of magnets. I was using magnets in my experiments. Then magnets are used in compasses to show direction. We said one of the permanent magnets, one of the examples of permanent magnets, we have got what they call a compass needle. That compass needle is freely suspended on a fluid and it rests in the north-south direction. It is used in compasses. So the questions that are asked here, we can say, identify the property that enables pilots and sailors to find direction, and that is a freely suspended magnet rests in the north-south direction. So magnets are used in compasses to show direction. Response number 9, magnets are used in steel industries to lift scrap. Magnets are used in steel industries to lift scrap. Someone might say they're used at the junkyard to lift scrap. And the magnet that we said that is used at the junkyard is called an electromagnet because it uses electricity. It can easily be demagnetized or magnetized at the user's will. Number 10, magnets are used in electric motors. Magnets are used in electric motors to produce rotations. Magnets are used in electric motors to produce rotations. We saw that in the previous sessions where we were discussing examples of devices that use motors, like DVD players, electric fans, and so on. Those they have got an electromagnet that is used to produce rotations. Response number 11, magnets are used in generators to produce electricity. And then finally, number 12, magnets are used in the storage of sound. To throw more light on this, in your previous class P6, when you're looking at sound energy, you must have looked at the storage of sound. And some of the devices we usually use the term magnetic. Sound is stored on magnetic DVDs, magnetic compact discs, magnetic. So magnetism is used in the storage of sound. You can pause a bit in case you need to copy some of those statements down. We are going to run through one more time. Magnets are used for removing tiny magnetic bits from the patient's eye. Magnets are used in magnetic resonance imaging scans to detect illness in the body. For those who would want details, you can punch in magnetic resonance imaging in Google and tap on images. You will see what that machine looks like. Then magnets are used by electricians to hold screws and nails. Continuing, magnets are used in kitchens to hang cutlery. Magnets are used on doors of refrigerators to keep them airtight. Magnets are used in separating mixtures. Magnets are used in scientific experiments. Magnets are also used in compasses to show direction. Magnets are used in steel industries to lift scrap. Magnets are used in generators to produce electricity. Magnets are used in electric motors to produce rotations. And finally, magnets are used in the storage of sound. I thank you for watching this clip from the beginning to the very end. Don't forget to stay safe from Corona. Like and subscribe to Study 101 Uganda. Thank you.